Ready to tone your core and feel those abs? Today's yoga class is all about strengthening your core all around the torso so that you can deepen your postures and feel stronger from the inside out. Having a strong core is really essential for functional day-to-day movement and can absolutely transform your yoga practice. Grab a set of blocks if you have them, and let's get started. Lie down on your back, feet hips distance apart. Take a deep inhale in and exhale. Release the air out through your mouth. Bring your hands to the front of your hips and draw the hip points up towards your chest so that your low back flattens. Take another inhale in, and as you exhale, engage your pelvic floor muscles and engage your TVA, that transverse abdominis, like you're bracing the front of your core, feeling all of the deepest core muscles start to fire up. And then, of course, release your breath. You can come to your natural curve in your spine. And we'll continue on here, just feeling as we exhale everything, cinching in, tightening up, bracing, feeling those deep core muscles, and then release. Few more here as we just warm up our deepest muscles and just noticing we don't actually have to do much movement with our body to turn these muscles on. It's almost like you're protecting yourself from getting hit in the stomach with something. There's a deep bracing here and release, and you'll feel that pelvic tilt happen a little bit. Pelvic floor muscles engage as we draw them in. And release, and just one more, just like that. Bring your arms up so that the fingertips point up, and bring your legs up. And we'll do dead bug, but add in some resistance. So take your left hand to the right leg here, and you're pushing right leg into hand, hand into leg. So you're already feeling that bracing feeling. And now straighten your left leg, bring your right arm back, and then pull it back to the starting position. So we'll take about 10 of these. So you've got that bracing position, low back is likely on the floor here. Actively press your left hand into the right leg. 2 more. Already feeling that core start to fire up, deep core muscles, and we'll switch. So right hand to left, straighten the right leg, left arm reaches, and pull back. Remember, you're creating your own resistance here, and that's helping you brace and fire off those deep core muscles. Lengthening the arm and the leg, and then pulling it back. There's a tendency to rush with core work, but slow down the movement. Feel as you bring the arm and leg in, that bracing happening, that engagement of those deep core muscles. Last one. We'll just take a gentle twist here as we allow the knees to go over to the right. Left arm reaches, and you can turn your gaze. Feel the low back stretch, outer hips. And bring your knees up and switch sides. Use your breath here. So we'll be working all the muscles around our torso today that make up the core. Bring your legs back up, set your feet down. Press your feet into the mat, lift your hips up, squeeze your glutes, working our back core muscles here, and set our hips down. Let's link it up by moving our arms above our head as well, and back down. Every time the hips are lifting, deep engagement of the glutes. Keep it going, firing up the back body here. Press your heels deeply into the mat. Inhaling as we lift, squeeze, exhale back down. One more here, lift, and back down. Bring your knees in towards your chest. You can rock a little bit, and we'll rock through the spine, all along the spine, and roll up, and go right over your legs. Meet me in a tabletop position. From tabletop, we'll warm up our wrists a little bit. So lift the heel of your hand up. All 8 knuckles will press down, the thumbs will slide in, and then go back down to starting. Lift heel of hand and back down, up and down, up and down. Just a little bit of wrist warm up here as we'll be bearing some weight on our hands today. Turn your fingertips to point towards your knees so you're getting an intense wrist stretch here, and you can rock a little bit forward and back. Forward and back. Forward and back. Peel the hands off. Come to sit on your seat. We'll take a few rounds of starburst where you're just making a super tight fist, widen the fingers, tight, widen, and then go as fast as you can. We'll come back into our tabletop. Take some cat-cows as your belly drops, shoulder blades come in towards the spine, gaze up. Exhale, flex the spine as your chin comes to chest, belly pulls in, shoulder blades are spreading away. Inhaling through extension. Exhale through flexion. Take one more here. Come to a neutral tabletop. Straighten your right leg behind you. Lift your right leg and reach your left arm. So we're kind of in that dead bug position now, but through tabletop. We'll take the hand and the foot down and then up. Down and up. So keep going. One of the core's function is to stabilize the pelvis and spine. So as you're moving your arms and your legs, try to keep your pelvis nice and steady and stable here. Stay with the arm and leg lifted, and now we'll go in elbow to knee. Push the floor away, spread the shoulder blades away. Inhale back to starting, and pull in. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. As we release the diaphragm, pull the knee up, and release, and we'll switch sides. Left leg straightens behind you, right arm reaches, neck is nice and long. Take the hand and toes down and lift back up. Down and up, down and up. So working our back core muscles now. 2 more. From here, we'll take our bird dog. So elbow and knee meet towards the chest and lengthen back to your balancing table. Keep it going. Using your exhale anytime you compress in. So knee towards the chest is compression. We want the diaphragm to be empty. Last one here. And release back through your tabletop position. Curl your toes under, spread your shoulder blades away. So like that cat position, push the floor away with your hands, and now hover your knees. So we can bring our chin down into the chest, gazing back towards the feet. Feel that deep core engagement here. And then we'll playfully bring our right knee in, and then left. Right knee, left. Keep it going. Feeling all the heat of the front core now, arms, shoulders as well. Good. Press it up and back for downward facing dog. Adjust your feet as needed. Lift your hips. Come up high into your tippy toes. Come through a plank position here. We'll bring our knees down for this first one. Shift our weight forward. Moving through Chaturanga, come to lay all the way down on your belly as we prep for a Superman variation of locust pose. So arms are out in front of you. Lift the head, the chest, the legs up. Again, working those back core muscles. Use your glutes here. Get those wrists and feet in the same line. And come into a sphinx pose now. So elbows stack underneath the shoulders. Use all those back core muscles that we've warmed up to get a nice back bend here in our sphinx pose. Press the base of your skull back, engage your glutes, press the tops of your feet into the mat, very active sphinx pose. And we'll add on. So curl your toes under, front core engagement as you lift the hips and level out your spine. So hips and shoulders are in the same line now. You can bring your feet towards each other or keep them hips distance apart. And we'll rock forward on the toes and back. Forward and back. You got it. Forward and back. Let's do 3 more, just 3 more. 2 and 1. Stay engaged here. Roll onto your right forearm into a forearm side plank. Left hand can remain on the hip for a moment. Just finding stability here in the pelvis and spine. Set your hips down here. Let's take our right leg and have it in front, okay? And what you're going to do is press down through your feet. You can even use your left hand here and lift your hips up. We want to try to lift the right leg up. If it feels like heavy weight here, send your hips back. That'll get you lightness here, and we'll need this later in class. So we're doing these leg lifts. So strengthening our adductors as well as our glute medius. Ooh. All right, let's set the hips down. Little mini break here as we roll back onto our belly, back into sphinx pose, keeping our back body engaged and active. Curl your toes under, fire up those deep core muscles. Stabilizing here in our forearm plank, and then moving into our forearm side plank on the left. Just stay active here, hugging everything in. 1 more breath. Nice, and we'll set the hips down. Our left leg moves in front, reposition on your mat as needed. We push down, you can use your right hand down, lift the hips up, and now send the hips back. You're on your right sole of the foot as we pump the left leg up and down, up and down. Ooh. Okay, give me 2 more, stay with me. Set it down, set the hips down. Let's come back into our sphinx. Resist the urge to just crumble here and stay nice and active for me. Curl your toes under, lift the hips, this time dolphin pose. So getting a nice stretch here. You're on your forearms. Press the chest back. Hips lift up. The heels don't have to be down. Just stretching. Now push into your hands to lift the forearms. Walk it back into your downward facing dog. Use your breath here, nice and steady. Inhale, shift your shoulders over your wrists, come into a plank position. Strong arms here, hips in line with shoulders. Separate your feet hips distance apart. Shift your weight to your right hand, find lightness on the left, tap the right shoulder, and switch, tap. So even though there's a weight shift to one hand to the next, want to keep our core nice and firm, pelvis and spine neutral and steady. Keep it going. Okay, next time we get to the right, we'll come into a side plank on the right side. Bring your hand up to start, feet nice and flexed. Find your steadiness here. Bring your left hand to your hip. Look down at your right thumb. We'll dip the hips down and up. Down, up. Keep it going. 7 more to go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come out with control. Back through plank. Press it back to downward facing dog. Take an inhale in. Exhale out. Notice how the heat in your body is helping you open up as well as build strength. Let's come back through our plank pose, and we'll shift the weight to our left hand this time. Tap the shoulder, right, left, and right. Keep it going. Feet are hips distance for this. Okay, next time we get to the left, we'll take our left side plank. Right arm lifts up, feet are stacked, legs engaged. Push the floor away, lift the hips. Bring your right hand to your hip, look down at the left thumb for balance, and we're dipping down and up, down and up. Keep it going. 5 more to go. Good, with control, come back through plank, strong plank, press it back, downward facing dog, well done. Push the floor away, steady your breath. Inhale, reach your right leg up. As you exhale, spread your shoulder blades away, move through a high plank, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg up. Again, exhale. Inhale. Exhale, adding on some elevators. So we dip the shin bone down and then back up to the chest. Down and up, down and up. Flex your foot, step it in between your hands, drop your back knee. Little rest here as we come up into a low lunge. We'll stay with the legs at a 90 degree angle. Bring your hands behind your head, elbows are wide. And as we send the hips a little forward, you can open the chest, extend your spine, and then exhale, hips come back, belly pulls in, elbows in. So it's like a low lunge cat-cow here as you move from extension to flexion. And every time you're doing one of those two movements, you're engaging the opposite muscles, right? So either your back or front of your core. So feel those muscles engage. Inhale, reach your arms up, take a twist here, left arm in front, right arm behind you, and then bring your hands at heart center to prayer. Pull the right elbow to the right with the strength of your obliques, and then come back to neutral here. And this is our little movement here, so a very active twist, using your obliques to rotate your spine. Last one. Good. Reach your arms up, plant those hands down, use your core to transition. So curl your toes under, lift the back knee, push the floor away. You're moving back through knee to nose into your downward facing dog. So every transition in our yoga practice, thinking about using our core. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Spread the shoulder blades away. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale, exhale, knee to nose, and we'll take those elevators here, just 3. So make them count. Keep sending your left heel close to your hips. Oh, you've got so much room that you could place the foot in between your hand. Back knee drops down. Inhale, lift the arms up, low lunge, resting pose here for a moment. And now we'll bring the arms behind us again, extend the spine, gaze upward on your inhale. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, open it up, strength of your back body. Exhale, close it with the strength of your front. 2 more, inhale. Exhale, last one. Inhale, long spine, take your twist, right arm forward, bring your hands to prayer, and then unravel out of that. Use those strong obliques. Those are your side torso muscles that help us twist and laterally side bend. Press your palms into each other. Last one. This is the last one. Arms reach up, hands come down. So belly pulls in, use those front core muscles. Curl your back toes under, lift the back knee. Push the floor away, move through knee to nose, and back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, twist it through to your left arm and give it a tap if you can. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We're coming into fallen triangle. And here's where we'll add on from that earlier drill. We'll send our hips back, allow the right leg to float up. Left hand comes to the back of the head, elbow to knee. Here we go. Woo. Keep it going. Nice and steady. Give me 3 more. I know it's hard. Stay with it. Release, right leg lifts up. On your exhale, moving through knee to nose, place your foot, rise up to warrior 2. Resting here in our warrior 2, still very active. By rest, I mean we're getting off of our hands. Just breathing here, firing up your legs, open your hips. Now let's straighten our legs, heel toe your back foot in a little bit. And you'll bring your arms behind your head again, elbows wide. So we're going to come into a very active triangle pose using our core, using our obliques. So I want you to lean forward and lengthen your right side body. The right elbow is inching forward. The hinge is coming through the hips, and the integrity of the pose is coming through your core muscles. So we're dipping down as though we were going to come into triangle, and then use your left obliques to pull yourself back up. And pull back up. Good. Keep the elbows wide. And lift. And last one. Now, we're going to stay down here, nice and active. Widen your hands, and this is where your triangle pose is. Wherever you've opened up here is you've actively gotten into your triangle pose. Good. Inhale up. Bend your front leg. We'll pivot the back leg into like a high crescent lunge here. And then take a big step forward of your back foot. You are in a chair pose. Think of using your core here. Extension through the spine, just enough to keep the sternum lifting. Take an inhale and exhale. Stand up tall in mountain pose. Woo, baby. Okay. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold all the way down for forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step one foot back and then the other into your plank pose. We will take 3 Chaturanga push-ups. Rolling to your tippy toes. 1, as you bend the arms, push back up to strong plank. 2, push. You got this. Nice strong core. And press it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, our left leg lifts up. Exhale, taking that twist over to the right. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale, length. Exhale, twist and compress. And now we're swiveling to the sole of our right foot, finding that floating fallen triangle, right hand behind the head, and we bend an elbow to knee. I know these are tough. Ooh, you got this, so stay with me. Don't make me do this alone. I'm here for you. You meet me halfway. Let's keep it going. We've got 2 more. 2, 1. Left leg lifts up. Exhale, place your foot. Back sole of the foot grounds down. Inhale, windmill up through warrior 2. And breathe. Use the strength and stability of your lower body here to help you neutralize your breath a bit. And we'll straighten our front leg, heel toe your back foot in, prepping for our very active triangle pose. Bring your hands behind your head. Elbows wide, chest is to the side of the mat. Lengthen through your left side body, get as long as you can, and then hinge through the hips. And then use the strength of your right obliques to pull you back up. Lifting up, keep it going. Use your breath. Last one, we're going as long and as deep as we can, using our muscles, and then the arms widen. Wherever they widen is where you're landing in your triangle pose. It's not about touching the floor, it's about using your muscles and finding length. Inhale, we'll lift up, pivot your back foot, high crescent lunge, keep the front knee bent. As you step it forward, hips down, sternum lifts, chair pose, holding here. Don't hold your breath though, keep breathing. And we'll push the legs straight and land in our mountain pose. Inhale, chair pose again. Bend your knees. And now we slowly lower down. Think of compressing into a tight little ball. Tight little ball. Lower the hips. Boat pose. Set your feet down, separate them, hips distance apart, fingers point forward, open the chest. We've got a reverse tabletop. Lift the hips with the strength of your glutes. Set your hips down, walk the feet back over, lift back up through chair. I know that's not easy. All the way up to stand. Arms stay lifted, bend your knees. We're going down again. We'll do 3 of these, okay? You got this. Hands down, hips lift, chest open, and set everything down. Shift your weight forward to get those hips up, all the way up. Last one here. Make it like a fluid, mindful meditation here. And release into mountain pose. Take a breath in here, a breath out. Feel all sides of your core warmed and engaged. On your next inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold through the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank pose. Have your feet hips distance apart here, strong plank pose. Shift your weight to your left foot and lift your right leg up. Stay here or see if you could come onto your left fingertips. Stay here or see if you could take a balancing plank pose. And now your limbs are there to catch you if you lose your balance. Listen up, we're going into that floating fallen triangle transition. And we'll playfully see if we can make our way back. Just land in plank if you fall out. And we'll release down. Nice work, everyone. Lift your left leg up. Weight shifts to your left hand. Find lightness in the right. Play with the balance here, challenging our core big time. Transition into our floating fallen triangle. And we'll see if we can make our way back. And release. Press it back to downward facing dog. Come onto your tippy toes, bend your knees into that turbo dog. We'll land gently on your knees and come into a thunderbolt position at the back of your mat. If you have your 2 blocks, grab those here. You can do this without the blocks. This will just give you a little bit more space. And we'll take what I call Lola lifts, Lolasana lifts, but we'll keep the feet on the ground here. Place your hands onto the blocks, protract your shoulders, pull your belly in towards your spine, push down into the blocks, and then lift the knees up towards the chest, nose into knees. And we'll release down. We'll do that again. Push down, hollow out your belly, and release. We'll add on this last one, push. See if you could lift your right toes up, just tapping down, and then switch. Let's thread our legs through, come into our staff position. Sit up nice and tall in your staff pose. Use all those core muscles around the spine to help keep the spine upright. Take one of your blocks, if you have it, and reach your arms up. You've got the block in between your hands. Make sure you're forward here in your pelvis. Take an inhale in, and as you exhale, compress. So we start to use our front core muscles to work deeply into our forward folds, and hold. And we'll inhale back up. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhaling, pull everything in. And inhale back up. On this last one, we'll take our forward fold. So reaching, reaching, reaching. You can release the block wherever it lands. You could take the block and push it into your feet, giving yourself some resistance here to stretch a little bit deeper. And keep using your quads and your front core muscles here to compress. And we'll inhale up. Bend your right leg, just a nice gentle twist here as we're cooling things down now. And we'll straighten, bend your left leg, hug left knee into the chest, release your low back here, and straighten. From here, meet me in a seat to close class. Take just one moment to close down your eyes and feel the effects of your practice. Feel that inner strength that you cultivated over the last 30 minutes or so. And I invite you to take this strength off of your mat as you move through the rest of your day. When you're ready, you can blink open your eyes. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned how to strengthen all the muscles around your core. If you're looking to really go deep into the core, feel free to check out my online series, Activate Your Core, where I go through all of the different muscles of the core and targeted exercises that you can use to get truly strong from the inside out. I'll see you in the next video.